MMA Rants and Raves, Robbie Lawler versus Carlos Condit for the UFC Welterweight Championship of the World. Guys, let's talk about this fight. This is a really interesting fight because both of these guys like to stand and trade. If you look at Carlos Condit, this stylistically is a great matchup for him because the only weakness that Carlos Condit has is his takedown defense. If you watch his fight against GSP and you watch his fight against Johnny Hendricks, you can see the wrestling was a factor. Even though he's got a really good guard, he protects himself really well. If you notice, he has an amazing guard, but you can't be on your back and win a fight. And let me just tell you something, there are very few guys that want to stand and trade with Carlos Condit. However, there is one, and his name is Robbie Lawler, because this is a guy who really likes to stand and trade, and for a very good reason. He is one of the best at it. I mean, the guy has a granite chin, he's got incredible boxing technique, and he's developed amazing takedown defense. So this is a very tough guy to face. I mean, if you can't take him down, and you don't have a granite chin yourself, I don't see how you can stop this guy. However, Carlos Condit also has a granite chin. And I want to make a point here. Carlos Condit's striking is really, really good. I mean, he's very explosive, he has a lot of power, and very unpredictable. Because he can just come at you with these flying knees, these head kicks, and he's accurate. And if those things land, it could be the end of the fight. He just has this kind of explosion. I mean, it's so dangerous. When he hit GSP with that head kick, I mean, he could have ended the fight. It was very close. And he's done it before. He did it against Young Hung Kim. When he attacked him with the flying knee, he was able to finish the fight. He's a very dangerous fighter. And the point I want to make here is that Lawler is not the type of guy that really shoots for takedowns and tries to wrestle. So I think this will open up Condit's fighting and make him even more dangerous, because he's not going to have to think in the back of his mind, well, will Lawler shoot for a takedown, and then I'll have to be in a more defensive mode. He is going to let all his striking come out. He's going to be possibly more aggressive, and it just opens things up for you when you don't have to think about defense as much in a situation where you have to protect yourself against a takedown. And that's very important. So this makes him more dangerous. You see, when he faced GSP, he had to worry about being more defensive because he knew GSP was going to shoot for a takedown. And he knew that Hendricks was going to do it. So it changes the type of way you strike. Now, the same thing can apply to Lawler, because Lawler also is a very dangerous striker, but Lawler has good takedown defense. He has better takedown defense than Carlos Condit. He knows that it's unlikely that Carlos Condit is going to go for a takedown. However, if a guy shoots, he will use his abilities to stuff that takedown. But as far as Carlos Condit, he has to worry more about it because he doesn't have the takedown defense that Lawler has. So it's two different ways. I don't think Lawler is going to change things up as much as Condit will based on the takedown defense that both of these guys have. And that's an important point that I want to make, because the reality is these two guys are so good. They're so elite. They're at the top of the division. They're so tough. This has the potential to go 5 rounds. The question is, who's going to have the advantage? And I think that's one point that I made about Condit not having to worry about his opponent going for takedowns. Maybe Lawler will surprise him. We can see that. It remains to be seen. It's a long fight. It's 5 rounds, so we'll see when it happens, if it happens, and what point in the fight it's going to take place, based on, I guess, how things start to unfold. A couple other things, cardio. Lawler's cardio has gotten a lot better. He's worked on his conditioning. Condit, his cardio is always good. He doesn't get tired in fights. Condit is the larger fighter. He has a reach advantage, and I think that's going to be important when you have two guys that like to stand and trade. So, based on everything, I'm going to go to prediction here, and I'm going to go with Carlos Condit to win this fight and become the new undisputed UFC welterweight champion. I would like to know what you think about the fight. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe. Please like up this video, and thank you for tuning in.